afoot. Immortals versus Cloud9, a spot in the finals on the line. And
you didn't have to say anything, Freak. It's an ocean drink.
Ocean! I was ready for it. I looked down. Just kidding, guys. We're here.
Exactly the same game. We promise.
We promise. We promise.
Now production's just mad at you. That's all you gained. Anyway.
I know. They're actually moving up as a squad here. We'll see if they can actually... Is there any chance of a face check or anything crazy happening?
Usually these players are smarter than that. Honestly, one thing to keep in mind is I think level 1s are right now in a stage of very low risk because there's much less that you need to gain information-wise since you expect the 2-1-2 bot lane. And so the risks are much less likely to happen.
If you think about the Immortals' last few games, every time that they've started the game off, they've actually tried to invade. Wild Turtle tried to invade the Krugs from a sneaky route, went all the way around, and then tried to pick up one, and it ended up going to sneaky. Game before that, they were doing Gromp. C9 had to ward in their river to see them coming, and it made them stop actually going towards that. So what they were preying on there was that Immortals would try to go for the same move. They hold around there, and then they just 5-man dive on whoever just tried to walk by to stop and jungle.
It's very low risk, right? And if someone does face check, you get a first blood.
Yep.
That can be massive for a team or even a summoner. But not going to happen this time around as both bot lanes looking to start on a camp and things looking pretty normal.
And you see the small choices made. Sneaky walks for the top side to help get vision up there. See what happens. Woo! Spits it nice and far. And this is actually a good thing because now, of course, C9 can kill Krug or Gromp from farther down, get to their lane a little bit sooner. It like saves 2 seconds basically, and they can move on. Yeah, Immortals playing it right as well. Wild Turtle makes sure he last hits with his 4th shot. Not having to reload another time is a very big deal. So very properly played early situations. There's level 2 for both AD carries.
Master's looking very normal across the board.
Only thing is, Impact just with the fervor, trying to push him out a little bit more.
And I think
Fervor's kind of standard now.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit risky against ranged opponents because you're less likely to get to whack them several times. I think it makes more sense melee versus melee, but it's the style he's going for. In a team fight, DPS will be higher, of course. Nice chunk down there, yeah.
Really aggressive here early on is impacted. A callback to last game, actually, where he was doing very much the same thing. He was extremely aggressive, very confident, charging forward onto Huni on that gangplank and trying to really kind of get advantages.
Speaking of advantages, Jensen doing good things against Pobelter in the mid lane. The Immortals mid lane are already out of his potions. He's chugging the last biscuit. Well, if Jensen does it a few more times, he's got to take an early recall. And keep in mind, neither of these guys have teleport, so getting back to lane is sometimes a slow process. Pobelter bringing Exhaust to try to survive the Jensen matchup because he knows that ulti's going to be painful. Nice, lands all 3 abilities. You can see just how good Jensen is. I love what he does. The W goes on the left side, the Q on the right side, and the E makes sure one's going to hit for sure.
100% chance of actually
Has
landing
no
it there.
smite.
Oh!
Does get it.
Auto body slam does it.
Getting in, yeah. Pobelter has no more. Sorry about that. Say no more potions left, so he's going to be sitting down at that half HP mark. So he's incredibly gankable right now.
Certainly is, but it's Rainover paying the most attention right now to that mid lane. Meteos moving up towards the top side where he had them pushing in and could perhaps be a little bit vulnerable.
You see right now the Meteos are getting it a little bit faster. Smoothie now in a bit of a rough spot, but they have to switch aggro back and forth. Wild Turtle has to reload and just damage dealt to both of them as the Immortals dual lane actually running out of health pretty rapidly. A quick teleport back into lane as Impact takes a Doran's ring and wants to continue to push Huni. And I wonder if he can make it a bad recall. Actually, this is
It's freezing towards Impact. It is. It is going to push towards Impact
Huni,
a little bit. So this is definitely kind of nice for him, and it makes Impact feel a little bit nervous to base. He doesn't want to lose too much. Maybe
Huni.
Yeah, sorry, my mistake. It's Huni. Feels like he has to stay around a little bit.
But it's with low mana, so if he has to keep queuing for last hits, it means he can't use his E to escape. Oh, Meteos spots Rainover, damage back and forth, and that's a smite.
But Pobelter,
he's so far up here, he's got to be careful.
Here, lands a lot of the rocks, the jump around, one more hit will do it, and oh no, Meteos giving away first blood and a catastrophic mistake in Game 5.
Game 5, invading onto Rainover, full vision there. Jensen did not have priority. He even blows his ghost to try and get there faster, but it was just way too far down and way too aggressive from Meteos.
And it was a winning lane for Jensen. Jensen was doing great, and now it's first blood given over to Pobelter. Just a disaster there from Meteos. body slams in, and had he just walked in, he would have had the body slam to get out. But he even used the body slam to go forward into it, and had no escape tools.
Misjudgment there. You can watch this fight again.
And
in full vision, wants to steal.
And even on top of that, it just gives blue buff over to Pobelter. Knockup comes through from Meteos. Pobelter is already here, ignores the wave, and then the flash comes through. And look at that, Turtle even tries to get a piece of that with his Deadly Flourish from the other side, but the exhaust slows him down long enough, and then the E just picks him up afterwards. Now Pobelter has a decent advantage now.
No, silly mistake from Meteos, but games are often decided by much more than that. But if Immortals needed to win the early game, it's a great way to start things out, absolutely.
Yeah, no kidding.
Level 6 now up for Pobelter, but Hooney's teleport is down.
Swifty Boots says the first buy here for Turtle. Going to be very low on that in-combat power. We'll be able to kind of move around the map faster, but always a buy that I feel kind of weird about.
It was a super early back, too. Basically,
Forced.
he backed for it, was forced, and then Sneaky hasn't backed just yet either, so it is a little bit of an advantage right now, but as soon as Sneaky gets a recall, but that's what he's going to try to stop from happening.
Yes, back to the scene of the crime.
Well, takes 3 of the small Raptors, 27 gold to Meteos. Thanks very much.
It wasn't too long ago either. His chalk outline is still there.
And to his credit, this time Jensen is here to help
Yes.
out, right? This is a safer invade, and you can't start to doubt what is the right play. Yes, he made a mistake the first time around, but this was an intelligent play. He steals away the camp, and he can't get scared off of the right play because one play went wrong.
Yes, absolutely. If it's the right play, but you just weren't in sync with your teammate, just go try it again instead of saying, you know, I'm not going to do that again because I don't trust you anymore.
Yeah.
And it means that despite the death, despite the advantage of the Pobelter got off the kill, it's equal experience for these junglers, both getting their ultimates at the same time, essentially. And even Jensen still up in farm right now. The gold deficit only 200 to 300, despite a 600 gold value First Blood. They're farming very well.
I'm actually quite surprised that Meteos didn't try to play to the top side of the jungle because he knows that Rainover didn't take his blue and that Pobelter had gotten that blue. But hold on, Rainover's going to try to invade up here. And Jensen has inside track, but so does Impact to my knowledge. But no, actually Jensen doesn't. He got shoved in right
Who's
then.
coming first now?
Ooh, neither of them have Smite either, but Meteos obviously doesn't know that. It looks like he's just willing to give it up, and now they are going to try to make this roam. See what they can get done.
Now they have Jensen, and there's a ward keep find, so Jensen can just abduct it with W, and at the very worst make it reset.
To the lane!
Going to. Whee! Oh, the damage? Nice.
Well done.
Plays the patience mechanics properly. Nicely played right there.
That's cute.
Very, very well played.
Oh, this is actually a little bit awkward for Impact here. He's pretty far up. He's going to get ulted. Talia's going to come over, perhaps.
Oh, he didn't go back either. They need to get him down low enough so that the ultimate will kill him.
There comes the play, shoves him around, a bit of damage, but not quite enough dealt. Impact tanky with his magic resist focused build. You saw his first pieces, or the piece of Spectre's Cowl.
Why didn't Pobelter ult over the wall, though? Why didn't he come over?
I don't know.
A little bit strange. I thought he was going to come over for sure when the Lissandra ult got dropped, but decides not to make the move. Perhaps was thinking there was some sort of a counter gank in position, maybe a little bit nervous about making that move. I think it would have been a kill, perhaps.
Yeah, you're right. They definitely could have dedicated a bit more, but not the situation they found themselves in. Impact just going to recall away. His teleport is up. We'll see if he uses it to rejoin the lane or do something else. Wild Turtle is level 6 on Jhin, so here comes the mid lane roam. Oh. Jensen, 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 is a flash, and 4 is a dodge.
That is worth it. Getting both summoner spells out of the Syndra. Like, now he has to watch out for those W's and the flash knockup from Rainover.
Yeah, exactly. Notice how Immortals thought they could get the summoner, so they don't commit any of their own. They can come right back to this with a flash on Burrow from Rainover, and if he lands that, the seismic shove on Talia.
Here's the answer.
Play. Ooh.
Very close.
Walk backwards just in time. And I don't believe that. Yeah, there was a ward in the river that
they
saw the arrow come down, so he's like, I gotta run backwards. And
Convenient time to go towards blue buff. I meant it all along.
yeah, figures out the trajectory pretty quickly.
It is a little bit risky to kind of do those side arrows. That's why, generally speaking, they look for those arrows after a recall. Shoot it straight down the lane, much higher chance of landing those.
Speaking of landing, though, that's going to be a root and a sneaky. When he walks forward to, I guess, project some threat, lands a tongue lash. Sneaky forced to chug a potion to stay alive. You can see him going towards the Essence Reaver, and Wild Turtle once again building the cooldown focus build of what's going to be Essence Reaver first on Jhin as well. So, again, the rapid ult style.
Yeah, look at all these wards around River and around Race. They know that there's the possibility of Pobelter just surfing down the bot lane, and they're heavily respecting that with all this vision.
Well, you talk about what the analyst desk was talking about, where Immortals want to 5-man that bot side. Cloud9 have got that kind of covered right now.
Once again, another reason that they're actually going to pink that bush, so there can't be a ward behind them. They're trying to cover all their bases.
Yep.
3 pinks on this side of the map. Heavy vision around here as well. They know what Immortals wants to go for, and they're trying to play to that, which is, I think, very, very intelligent stuff here. And you know, Jensen with his summoners down, that's another point of weakness right now for Cloud9, and he must play around it as well.
Reignover, a level up and a better duelist, gets to take ward control. 2 pinks killed by him. None answered yet by C9 as Meteos kind of hides away and takes jungle camps out. So, a vision deficit here. Impact once again looking for the duel, but can't get the third auto attack in. And at this stage, Huni is able to kind of zone him out and take advantageous trades. That third auto is actually really important for Impact.
Yeah, Huni's doing a really good job of getting the perfect frame on his W, so he actually roots Impact after the E, and he doesn't allow him to get a third.
You can see what those trades look like when Impact does get the hit off.
Yeah, I was actually wondering if he was going to ult back for it there
Yeah.
as the ghosted trail onto Huni, but decides not to make the commitment. And probably the right choice, as he hasn't really built up any damage. You know, he is just sitting on heart treads.
And you can see how vigilant they are there to take out all the wards from Cloud9's side. The sweeper comes down in a side bush and immediately onto Huni.
Ults back in because he can do that much more frequently now. Huni chases it in, dodges away from the shield. Impact gets it.
Here comes Reignover and Pobelter. They're
And
trying to kill him.
Like the ulti's down, they go right away from this one. There's the target, there's the focus. That's going to be the kill picked up, and Huni going to walk away with his life. 2-0 Immortals.
And that's the punish right there immediately from Immortals. He ults back to lane to save the TP. They execute the dive.
And Jensen was backing at that time. He goes back, Pobelter uses that window to get a good roam off, and he's not even going to back just yet either. He's going to go clear out the mid wave again, and he picks up that kill. So he's kind of rolling in cash right now.
He's got a ton. The pieces of Morel and Omicron basically waiting to be combined here with all the money he's earned. Plays the wave clear game back and forth. Jensen doing it first, and this time around, Pobelter will have a reasonably good timing. Even gets the last one, and yeah, there's the recall to cash in.
Interesting to see Pobelter with the blue trinket pretty early on here. He's actually using that to kind of check vision deep into the enemy jungle. And not something you see that often on a Syndra or really any mid-laners.
Yeah, Jensen and Cloud9 in general are just being really vigilant about their warding and trying to keep tabs on Reignover at the least, but at the most, stop these teleport plays from coming through. But we saw there that the focus was top.
Exactly. I mean, they have, to their credit, their bot lane has not died. You know, their bot lane is up in CS. They're playing safe, right? But Immortals has found plays elsewhere. You know, a great play top lane, and then a mistake from Meteos has been the advantage right now for Immortals. But the game is still close, and we have given the edge as far as standard team fight type games to Cloud9, and the question then becomes, have they kept it close enough? Is it a big enough advantage for Immortals to really succeed with their comp?
Looking for a play now onto Adrian. One more auto attack, but the barrel, not the barrel, sorry, I keep saying that, but I mean the pillar, the traffic cone into the flash gets him away. Once again, the trade of damage. Impact this time around does get the second half of Time Winder and the second auto attack. Ults back in for damage. A fair bit onto Huni. Ooh, it's a flash forced away. I think he needed to do that.
Here comes Reignover, though.
Huni doesn't have ultimate just yet.
Impact does have flash, gets the stun on the shield, and just walks away cleanly. Nicely played on the escape.
And this should mean Cloud9 can go for the dragon, as you know they have seen the jungler top lane. He used to use his ult. Huni is chunked out. They decide not to make the move, but
they're threatening
it's going to be a little bit of a counter jungle here.
Red buff and the chance at a turret, honestly. Even Jensen's down here to really say, don't you dare fight for this minion wave. And the question is, can they really knock the rest of this turret down?
Huni does have his TP available. They have to be cognizant of that.
Too. And yeah, Huni has his ultimate to go along with that teleport. And looks like
Immortals is all coming. They're going to make the TP play.
Call. A nice pillar, damage on a smoothie, but he's honestly one of the best targets C9 could hope for. Bray healths it up, and now the smite. Bit of damage. Another root comes through, but he's alive, and now they land a stun on a Reignover. But they've got to respect the fact that the rock bed was down and Pobelter could force him away.
And it's also that Reignover has those Merc treads. No TP used there from either top laner. And Pobelter actually had a few seconds left on his Weaver's wall as he was approaching, so he couldn't cut them off right at the beginning.
Yeah, decide not to go for that full committal, as you know, had Huni come down and not been able to get anything from it, they don't want him falling behind Impact. And Impact now with that cowl building very defensively, not electing to go for the early Trinity Force, just trying to pick up the Spirit Visage as Freak assumed he would.
Yeah, and it's going to make it very difficult to kill him a second time, but there's of course always going to be that chance. Impact just clearing waves away.
Here comes the wall.
Oh, but here's the cutoff.
He dropped it off.
Well, yeah, someone didn't want to be alone under the turret like that. Wild Turtle getting a bit of damage, running out of HP a little bit. The flash by Smoothie exhausted a Sneaky means not too much. And it's really not that much gained all said and done. The damage just wasn't there for Immortals.
Not much gained at all. Nothing really. Honestly, the edge goes to C9 as they're pushing in mid lane and no flash on Huni. Huni could be in trouble here.
Impact, ooh, a good route to get him away.
Close.
Huni gonna survive this encounter so far.
Cooldowns are almost back up though for Impact.
He down, jumps away. Impact jumps for that. Huni gonna sell full. And a trade of spells, no surprise here. Huni had to stay alive, but it's running low as time goes on.
Had that parallel convergence landed, he would have had the kill. It was a matter of inches, but Pobelter does lose his blue, and they get priority on mid. So a little bit of damage done there for the Rome bot.
And we look at the kills, 2 in favor of Immortals, the first blood as well, but the goal is so close to being even right now, and that's off of Sneaky just doing so well in this laning phase, and this turret is almost gone.
Yeah, if he gets that first blood, especially if they give it to him solo, that would be huge. Pobelter is moving, looking to try to punish this, and here comes the TP.
A ward, gonna be the teleport, so Smoothie says, let's get
So
out of here.
tall.
Oh my god, it doesn't come out in time! It doesn't come out in time! The kill comes through, and now Sneaky gonna try to juke away, dodges every single skill shot, and survives this one, but here comes the teleport onto Turtle. Impact on the flank,
he
but
too
this is a
far?
4v5, Cloud9. What exactly are you fighting for? Impact teleports just to run away.
And Impact, another ineffective TP there, way away from the team, and Meteos forced to use the ultimate. They want to try to clear this out. Syndra returning to mid lane here. Jensen calling off that roam, wants to try to pressure it. It was a nice thought from Smoothie. Had that ult got off, it would have been so good, but they were just a little bit too slow on it.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to, honestly.
Yeah.
And the fact that Impact and Huni had been brawling so much in the top lane beforehand actually saved Sneaky because there was no ultimate for Huni. He had used the tomb previously to save himself. And this right here, it's literally, you're talking about game of inches, game of milliseconds here. He's gone, he's in the ground, and boop, right back up.
Yeah, pops right back up, and you almost wonder, should Smoothie have just ditched Sneaky and Sneaky takes the local gold on that first blood turret? You know, is that really worth it? Because if they're TPing in already and you die using no summoners as Sneaky, you get that turret and Smoothie gets out, that may have been a better option.
Really tight timing, though. It's hard to really
Yeah,
say
it's
the best
hard to
option.
make the call, right? It's these game of inches, and that's what's so interesting about League of Legends is these little tiny calls, differences in how people play.
Yeah, and right now, you can see Meteos coming towards the bottom side. They want that first turret gold, but Huni is now roaming down, trying to flank Jensen,
over.
but Jensen is roaming as well. Everybody is coming down to the
But
bottom
Impact can't join. I guess Huni walking back up.
side. Yeah, window was
can't
closed.
either. It's a 4v4 at most, really. Both top laners will mirror themselves. A matchup that Impact has been slightly winning, even despite the fact that he got ganked. He's looking pretty good on this. And then he's going to clear this away. And the funny thing as well is look at the gold. It's only a 600 difference, despite the fact that there are 3 kills for Immortals. The farm just ever so slightly helping to keep C9 close in this one. But Immortals are the team with the lead so far in this fifth and final game.
Look at all this pressure around the bot side, and to Zareed's point, Immortals is trying to stop them from getting this first blood turret because they know that C9 really wants it. It's a couple more hits. If they can get one wave to the turret, they can go for it. And both teams will have to play back and forth to this. Sneaky does have his arrow available as well, so next fight could be pretty explosive.
Oh,
Pobelter.
the damage. Pobelter going to survive it, though. And now the Tom Kenchel did it bring in reinforcements. It's him and Meteos. They're on top of Pobelter.
Oh, he gets
One more
void.
hit will do it. And yes, the shutdown comes through. Explosive cast to seal the deal. Finally, Cloud9 finding an aggressive play of their own.
And it's a shutdown too. Pobelter has all of the kills for Immortals. It's who they needed to pick up there. And Jensen, if he can hit some breakpoints and keep doing that, it opens up the game.
And Immortals is going to defend mid, but Sneaky's alone in the bot lane. He can go for that first turret. That's very big for them, and he should have time to get there. But Jin's opening up.
Exactly, and here comes the Sonder from the left side. If they don't make it out of this,
Pillar. It's going to be a flash for Jensen. Here comes the dive in. Low health, and that's going to be Syndra going down. Rainover gets the kill credit into this one. It'll be a trade, though, and Cloud9 actually going to take that first turret. 650 golds to specifically their AD carry as Impact splits the top.
And Impact is working on top lane, so it's Immortals getting the kills, but it's C9 focusing on the objectives and really starting to open up a little bit of a gold lead here.
yeah, and you can see just because Immortals were up before, now they have to get this turret to try and equalize, and Meteos is going to help wave clear.
There we go. Takes it out.
1,000 gold difference now.
1,200, roughly the exact amount that a first turret is worth right there. Everything else playing equal. see if the teams can trade back and forth for more objectives. Immortals feel powerful on the bot side of the map, and in fact, that's going to pay off for them. An early-ish Ocean Drake, 20 minutes in.
And Infernal is the next one there, which they're saying on the desk, you know, you had to hope that they don't spawn triple Infernal or even any Infernal for Immortals, but if they're able to get their hands on them.
May go for the dive, no flash on Huni here.
I think you do. I think you're a little bit tanky at this point. Ooh.
He's got no vision, though. If you look
Yeah.
at that, there is no sight at all on the left side of the map, but mid lane also going down. C9 able to keep lane pressure up against Immortals.
It's the Rylai is now done here for Jensen, giving him a bit of additional chase down. As you start to land those spells, you can pop the Ghost and really kind of stick onto your opponents. It's very annoying to deal with in combination with the slows from Tom Kench, the Q from Echo, the barrels from Gragas. All these guys can slow you. Makes it frustrating to engage and frustrating to disengage.
Yeah, it's really hard to get away from them, and I think that all of these slows, you're just looking at, oh man, they're going to be able to chase you down. How do we engage? Well, it has to be that one hit. Huni has to get in there, and he has to be able to get a really good ultimate off. There's some other ways as well with Weaver's Wall and such, but it's really on this Lissandra to get those good flanks, get a key member locked up.
And right now, speaking of who they might want to lock up, Impact starting to get some damage for himself. Stops Spectre's Cows, so that's enough tankiness for me. That plus the Merc Treads is cool. Triforce going to come in before too long. He's only about 400 gold away from getting that item in his inventory. And that'll be a nice power spike for Impact, and I guess thankfully for C9, there's no objectives, neutral ones at least, to fight for a while. That'll give them time to get these items through.
Hurricane now complete there for Sneaky, sitting on that 2-item power spike, and have a fair bit of CDR with this, and allows you to be much more liberal with those arrows along with the level 11.
63-second cooldown on Enchanted Crystal Arrow at level 11 here. Impact going to defend himself under the turret, but careful because
They're
a lot
roaming
of
down.
Immortals
Here
are
comes
here.
C9.
They're roaming down.
TK ult is available.
Huni has his teleport, and he's trying to get some work done on the top side, so if they actually just pull away and Immortals don't lose anybody on this bottom side of the map, then it's actually Huni getting a lot of work done on the top.
And the nice thing with Ocean Drake being here is Immortals can take small scraps and lose a bit of health, use their mana liberally because it's going to come back very quickly. And so doing this more skirmishy style, if they can find smaller engagements, actually does play out to Immortals' favor.
Game, once again, going to
be
be
a turret.
right back to dead even pretty much here. A couple hundred gold separating these two teams, and Impact holds onto his TP. I think that's the right choice.
Oh!
You get extra movement speed when you're on your worked ground as well.
Yep.
Sneaky again, going for those kind of horizontal arrows instead of just shooting it right down mid lane, which is much more what I'm used to seeing. And I think he's trying to kind of be a little bit more slippery about it, do it from an angle his opponent doesn't suspect, but it makes it so much easier to dodge.
And if he does get one, though, like, Pobelter's pretty much dead at that point. If you can stay out of exhaust range as Jensen and get your full combo from that distance.
We'll see what happens. 600 gold separates these teams as Huni was able to answer the top lane outer turret. But Immortals really want bot lane to fall here. They're putting a lot of resources in. They're keeping Rain over here as a laner. Basically tri-laning this, trying to lock it down. Pobelter, looking for
the Weaver's Wall. TP coming in behind.
Engage, here they go. Smoothie eats up the Ash and they're trying to get away with this one. There's the cutoff. Smoothie's got nowhere to go. Can't spit Sneaky far enough, but he's got a flash to get away. Exhausted on Pobelter, buys some time. Hooning in the backline, taking a lot of punishment. Jumps over the wall, still goes down, never even ults himself. And Pobelter has to flash away. Gets tongue lashed, and another kill as Impact takes out the backline. Ash arrow lands on Adrian. Here's another dive. Impact gets his second, heals himself up, and now looks for Adrian. This is not a good spot for Trundle. It's going to be another one picked up. That's 4 unanswered kills for CLOUD9.
4 for 0. They could head to Baron. Do they make the call? It could be risky. Reignover is still alive. 24 minutes in. It looks like that's where C9's going to head.
Yeah, they're going to go straight there. They lose absolutely no one. Such a clean fight that they were playing defense on, and Reignover doesn't have his smite for a bit, and C9 are going to try to risk it to take the series. This are going to try to get an advantage and try to push it.
I don't think his smite's going to be up in time. I don't think there's really anything Reignover can do, but he's trying to threaten. He's trying to make them pull off, do anything he can.
We got to eat.
Smoothie eats him away, pushes him out. He doesn't have a chance to spike even if it were up, and that's going to be Baron Nashor going to CLOUD9. The lead, almost 4,000 gold as they retreat, and Immortals looks to re-engage. Proto Belt in, Huni's
and that was the flash as well. They're just going to walk out scot-free here.
He's going to keep trying for it.
He needs to be careful.
Oh. Arrow's going to miss. Explosive cast spot a bit of time, and all he can take for himself is some Krugs. Poke from Wild Turtle. He wants in, doesn't go for it. Couple of snipes come through. Jensen's running out of health. Meteos tanks it. really nothing good gained by by Immortals, hoping to make top lane happen, getting what they can, but
Mid.
be careful.
Yeah, they get the tier 1 mid, so they don't make it as big of a lead, and they get the bottom turret, so it's a 1.7k
Wow.
gold advantage in favor of Cloud9, but they get the Baron onto everybody.
And here's the fight once again, opening up here, but it's Impact coming in from behind Turtle. He's able to solo him out, and look at this escape from Sneaky on the other side. Sneaky's able to get away, survive for so long, and it's Meteos and Jensen taking down Huni before he even uses his ultimate. So things are kind of going wrong on all sides, and once Impact takes out the back line, the collapse can come in here from C9, and they're really able to clean up.
Yeah, the fact that Wild Turtle was not informed that the TP was coming in behind him, he spent so much time getting those last shots off. You saw him sitting there, and he's honestly a sitting duck.
He is. And C9 looking to control vision around this Infernal Dragon. They have not really had great dragon control in this series as a whole, and they are looking to kind of remedy that, try to pick up an important one and take it away from their opponents, and looks like they will be able to do so.
Yeah, really no answer here with Huni on the top side of the map. It would have to be up to Reignover, but in fact, he's going to cover some options.
Yeah, no chance there for Reignover to steal that away, and Impact going to head right back up to the top lane. He's now getting a little bit ahead here of his opponent, building towards that Randuin's and getting pretty damn tanky.
Quick clear in the minion wave, and you can see in the top right corner the track of how much Cloud9's been able to get during Baron. And keep in mind, there's 1,525 gold from killing the Baron itself.
Yeah, they lost
And
two
then,
turrets.
right, exactly. Immortals have been able to, as they always do, find a way to keep the aggression on, even when they're behind, even when it shouldn't be good for them. Quite a bit gained by Immortals here.
Yeah, and you do have to worry, though, if you are Immortals, because these items that are coming through, highly defensive. Meteos almost has his Guardian Angel here. We're seeing more HP in for Jensen from his Rylai's that he's had. So Sneaky's really the only person that Smoothie has to worry about in terms of actually devouring.
Yeah.
So if you aren't able to pick off Sneaky immediately if you're Immortals, then the rest of the fight becomes incredibly difficult to execute.
That said, Summoner Spell's extremely important for Cloud9. You know, the only way over that Weaver's Wall really for Sneaky is his flash, or perhaps Smoothie flashing him over. So, you know,
Smoothie can
without that-
actually devour him and push him over the side of the wall.
I didn't know if the range is high enough for
Yeah,
that.
I didn't
but
know it was on.
You pop him out.
Yeah.
fair enough. There you
Spit
go.
him out over, be like,
Yep.
ah, wait,
Yeah.
I'll come for you later.
Well, C9 pushing in. Oh, they land the arrow on Huni!
That's Chain CC. That's a dead Lissandra. Down immediately. Impact going to tank it up just fine. Ults himself back. Another turret picked up, and it's 4,000 gold, putting C9 ahead, looking for their 5th North American LCS final.
And to make history repeat itself and keep Immortals out of the finals when they looked so dominant during the regular season.
There's playmaking abilities evolved here, ready to go for C9. Flash is ready for almost everyone here, and they could look for a dive.
And Impact has his TP. He's TPing right now onto a minion to allow them to keep it up a little bit longer.
Here we go, Snipes coming across, a nice 2-man stun, buys a little bit of time. Impact gets the shield and walks away. Last shot slows down the tank, but he doesn't care.
One thing to keep in mind, Huni is almost up and has his TP, so
That's
Immortals
great.
on the prowl, and the Reaver's Wall is available. Will Immortals commit to a fight here?
TP
This
to
will be huge.
the tunnel.
C9 missing 3 ultis at this time. Pobota tries to lock them off, and he's going to
split.
separate 3 of them. Here comes the battle. Huni home guarding in. Reignover tanks the damage. There's the flash there on Sneaky. A lot of damage dealt, but he gets eaten, and he's going to stay alive for now. Impact
They
finds
split him.
time in the side. Huni gets a lot of AoE down.
Impact on the
Jensen's
turtle.
gone. Wild Turtle trying to stay up, trying to kite away. He does fall, and the re-engage comes in. A double for Meteos. Reignover's going to drop to Impact. That's 3 already, and it's Immortals running out of teammates. The re-engage
the
with Tom
ace.
Kench looking for the ace as Adrian is the last one alive. Immortals only picked off 1. They lost this fight hard.
A lot of that was Smoothie stealing Sneaky, and then on the opposite side, Impact is doing work. He's jumping onto Turtle, but then everybody is turning onto him. They section the fight into an advantageous numbers on the left side for them.
Yeah, and Pobelter with a great start to the fight. And watch, they actually push Sneaky away here to start this off before they ult him. So he actually gets Weaver's Walled away, and then it's a flash over immediately from Smoothie to save his AD carry. He was so fast with that.
And then look at that, Impact is just drawing everybody off to the left side, and then goes after Wild Turtle, but that entire time, 3 people are running after Impact. He has so much movement speed, he eats the exhaust as well from Talia. So he's keeping Wild Turtle and Pobelter both busy, and the right side of the fight was just absolutely
And
devastating.
in the
in favor
meantime,
of Cena.
back to live. They're looking to set up an arrow here, sitting on a pink ward. They have mid lane warded. They're looking for a pick to potentially go for maybe a big play, and crack an inhibitor or something.
Yeah, no chance at a Baron. It's 1 minute, 20 seconds away, but they can certainly get a little bit more looking for a pressure. Looking for maybe mid lane.
The top lane as well.
Oh, the arrow! They got Pobelter. There's the knockback, and it's going to be the kill picked up. Meteos unstoppable. 5, 1, and 3. And as the wave reinforces in 20 seconds, they'll look for mid lane tier 2.
Impact up 3 levels now in this 1v1. Huni cannot even touch him.
It was such a risky pick to pick the Lissandra as well. And he did it into the Echo, blind.
Call wants to clear the wave, and Meteos says, don't you dare kill my minions. I'll sacrifice myself for it and make sure that mid lane can be attacked. Huni under danger. Impact runs away on this one.
They don't have their wave
half. Ray never losing health. Smoothie, impervious to damage. There's the ulti in, and they're not going to get impact in time. Merktread saves them. And now
Huni's
it's
so
Huni.
low.
He's super dead on this one. Flashes away. The body block actually going to survive this one. Immortals don't lose too much. Pobelter finally respawns. And C9 off the arrow play, get mid lane tier 2.
And honestly, that's the best of a bad situation for them. Baron is up in 10 seconds, and this one, Cloud9 are way stronger than before. 6,000 gold up. They're getting their backs in right now. And they have to do it quickly.
I also really like that Sneaky is itemizing a little bit more defensively. He knows how much pressure there is on him to stay alive. He picks up the Hex Drinker, getting himself a little bit more safety. And experience is really becoming a problem if you look across the board. 2 levels up for Sneaky over Turtle. There's 2 levels up on Impact. We had the mid laner Jensen was a level up. He's almost a full level. But experience can be really big at this point in the game.
Especially when people are cresting their level 16 ultimate.
Yeah.
Pony not there yet, whereas Impact
17.
Yeah, also has some really great base stats. And I like the Sneaky itemizing that Hex Drinker. I would actually not be surprised if he went for the full mob before he actually completed his IE, because all he needs to do is survive Lissandra and Pobelter, or Huni and Pobelter, because the only physical damage is Wild Turtle, and Impact is taking care of that.
And they're moving right back towards the Baron. TP is available for Impact. It's not available for Huni, so they can buy some time by having Impact push us in, pressure the tier 2. If Huni comes to respond, they could look to cause a fight.
And Huni is in the bot lane right now, so there's a time to be afraid. 26 seconds on the teleport cooldown. C9 have a very, very small window to make this opening work, and Huni walks up knowing that's the threat.
Yeah, Huni is moving up there, showing that respect, and looks like Sneaky's just going to try to solo out the dragon.
Exactly. Cover pink wards on the top side. Make sure that you have control of the Baron. They will hold that while they do the Ocean Drake on the opposite side. And they are none the wiser on the side of Immortals. They don't have bot side vision. They don't know who is and isn't here for Cloud9.
And if Sneaky does want that Maw, he's a couple gold away from the full completion, so could back up here and complete that, try to stay alive. And oh, that's actually pretty big. Getting control of the Scuttle for C9. Meteos winning that little smite battle means that they can have more priority on this and more ability to turn and fight if Immortals comes to challenge.
Impact just cleaning up the jungle on the way through.
To the play, slow onto Adrian. That's Eternal support running out of a bit of HP. And Pobelter's damage doesn't do much here. Chef misses, looking for more plays. Huni's teleport is up and he is split pushing, so it's now on C9 to make the aggressive play. They know the wards are gone. They're looking for the bait play.
If they can get an arrow, they're going to start it.
Okay, they've got plenty of tanks. They've got 3 big frontliners. Sneaky gonna zone Rainover out for now.
Huni is
not joining. There's too much risk on C9. I think they're too afraid of this play. The pressure of Game 5 certainly weighing on them, and they're going to recall to defend.
Exactly, and now Immortals are going to push these waves out. That tier 2 in the bottom side, a lot of damage coming in from Huni, has it below half HP, and mid control goes over to Immortals as well.
This turret might actually just die. No one's going to be back in time. And also keep in mind, the ones that are recalling from C9 are not teleport users for the most part, so they're just off the map for a while. Immortals gets to inherit some map control, and they've pulled this game back to a 4,000 deficit. It would require a comeback. It would require some big plays from Immortals. C9 are in the driver's seat, but this is not over by any means.
Certainly not, and Vision is cleared out from Immortals there by the Baron Pit too. So C9 has to kind of start this multi-step process of clearing out the Vision and getting control and then pushing out the lanes and then going back to the Baron. You don't just get to start it up right away. You have to do all these other things first.
Got to do your due diligence or else you risk it getting stolen or a team fight not starting
Arrow.
on terms. And
Stunned up a little. That was a Jensen stun with the QE.
And also, Sneaky did decide to go for that IE, so he's going for the more aggressive option.
It'll make sure he can punch through the front line really quickly. Rainover and Adrian will be short work under Sneaky's bow.
Especially Adrian with no armor built up here. He is pretty tanky because you can steal some of those stats with your ultimate, but definitely they're going to be making short work of him on this Ashe that's getting very, very strong. And they are to the stage where team fighting reigns supreme generally, and C9 has the setup advantage. They just need to play it very carefully. You can't give up a bad fight, but they're moving right onto Baron. They're going to start it up. Will Impact TP in?
It down. 7,000 health
Flanking
on
ward there
Baron.
for Impact.
No
TPs.
teleport. There it comes in. 4.5 seconds away. They'll be joining, but Hooney's going to be right in the front line. He has to cancel, which means C9 knows they've got a 5v4 here. They've got time. Hooney is running as fast as he can, but he's only so quick on this Lissandra. Arrow going to be back up for Sneaky here. Can they find the re-engage? Adrian and Rainover in the front line. Weaver's wall and C9 make the right play to get out before they were picked off and isolated. Hooney going to be here now. It's part of the team. He's ready to go with this one.
Well, Hooney's actually shoving up mid, so there's pressure and they have priority here that they might get a turret. But look at this, backside.
Sneaky's a little bit separated from the team. They need to be together as a squad here. Meteo's threatening the engage.
A bit scattered. Hooney going to self-ult to not die, but the Ashe Arrow, ooh, timed well enough to hit Adrian. Meteos isolated on the left-hand side, running away, rooted up. So far, so good for Immortals, running, but now it's turning bad. Jensen's on the dive, turns it back around, almost gets picked off. Meteos staying alive. Adrian low, Impact can't quite kill him. Heals a little bit up. C9 low on health, gets the stun on Pole Belter. The trade damage comes in, but it's not enough. It's C9 picking up everybody. 3 kills already. Only 2 left alive, and none of them have smite. This could be a C9 Baron.
And C9 turned immediately onto that Baron. Beautiful play there. They turn it around. They engage onto Hooney, who was too far forward.
Yeah, and it's Sneaky untouched there. Jhin ulti coming out. They need to be careful about this. Do not give that away.
They're okay. They get a safe recall as well. No one taking enough damage to die, and they get to reset the map.
Immortals just could not get to Sneaky. Meteos spots so much time, delaying the backside, while Hooney is getting picked on. And look at this, Hooney very far up. He gets caught out, and they're going to jump right onto him, forcing out that self-ulti. He's in so much trouble right off the bat, and then the arrow just barely missed time. But Zhonya is down, self-ult down. Look at Meteos, buying a lot of time on the other side.
He's got
while
GA
Sneaky
too.
is completely untouched. They cannot touch this Ashe, who's doing so much damage.
Especially since you open up onto the Lissandra, who is your tool to get to that 80 carry in the first place. It gives you that initial chance to blow him up. But then Meteos shows no fear, comes in, ultis Pobelter into the team, and that's what he needed to do, put himself at risk to get rid of that damage dealer.
It's also critical that Sneaky did not even have to blow a summoner in that fight. He's picked up his last Whisperer, going to be shedding through these tanks even faster. The pressure is building here for Immortals. C9 has the Baron buff, Impact in the bot lane, looking to push forward. Hooney trying to creep in on the side, perhaps going for a flank.
Cloud9 have all the tools they need to shut down Immortals in the semifinals yet again here. The 5th game, it came down to the final one. Either way, we're gonna have a team in the finals off of this game. It's 2-2 so far, the decider, but it is C9 who have almost decided it for themselves. 14-5 in kills. They've got everything they need to make this one end. Guardian Angels up on their 2 big tanks. Impact splitting the bot lane with the Baron buff, making it even easier. The reinforcements come to make sure this siege happens, and another turret is now picked up. 5 the scoreline here. Rainover barely escapes with his life, has to tunnel away on this Rek'Sai.
Was the Ashe Arrow used there as well? So.
And the Gragas ult.
And that's the
good
Weaver wall
ulti.
separating. Immortals need something big, but look how little damage they actually deal. It just doesn't matter. For 5 seconds, they're stuck and nothing actually happens. Hooney splitting in the top lane, trying to get something back. He will knock down an inhibitor turret, and Impact will recall to defend that, but it is a TP deficit for C9. Hooney can join, Impact cannot unless he ults literally right now, and of course he won't.
And C9 have to back off. The Elder Dragon is available, but it's actually Immortals that crack the base first here in this critical Game 5.
And they have priority. Immortals have priority. Impact's top lane, but Teleport still down for 30 seconds or so. This could be a 5v4 if Immortals plays it right. Hooney's running to get to the back line, but they're not kind of going in for the engage, even though most of C9's ultis are down. And we just walk through with waves there.
Yeah. Arrow back up now. All of the ultimates for Cloud9 back online. And they've all regrouped. The inhibitor wasn't taken, so there's no pressure on that top side. And Impact is also about to have his teleport, so he starts walking back up.
1 second, and the teleport is there. So that play is an option, and Hooney can maybe react to the top lane as Impact shoving that one in. Impact gonna recall. We can
Guarding
home
it
guard
up.
teleport back in. Elder Dragon.
This is warded out. Immortals knows. Do they make the call? Impact is ready to TP. TP coming in from far.
Here we go. This is gonna be the battle. The stun and the raid
on the
over gonna
wild
lose
turtle.
a lot of health. They can eat him up. Impact
Impact's
in the
too
front
far
line.
in.
Gets ulted, but he goes back to the base. It's a 5v4. Can Immortals even take the fight though? They're running out of health. Adrian stunned up yet again. Plenty of damage on him. And it's not gonna be any more picked up. Hootie doesn't take the shot in.
Impact way too deep on that TP. It was a 1v4, 1v5 type situation. They turn on him, and now the TP advantage goes back to Huni. If Immortals can stall this out, they can send him into the split push duty.
Immortals have to play it smart. Rainover was able to heal and then ult right back into the map, and they realize, hey, we've forced C9 out. They've run away over our wards, and map control is ceded back to Immortals, who still sitting 6,000 gold down. It's not easy. But they've been able to trade tit for tat for the last few minutes despite this deficit, despite the gold deficit, despite the compositional deficit this late into the game. 41 minutes in.
And this deficit is mostly 80 carry. Top laners are pretty even, mid laners are pretty even. It's just that Wild Turtle being behind Sneaky by a decent amount now.
Okay, and change.
But Wild Turtle is crucial because you want to build MR against this team, but he's their physical damage.
C9, they have the arrow ready. If we see Huni show top, they have to back off or they have to hard engage, and this is where these tough choices do come in. And Impact is grouped with the team. They see Huni top lane now. Do they back the responder? They commit to this.
Looks like they're running backwards for
They're going to
now.
Elder, perhaps.
They're going to go and make an objective trade for a chance.
Oh boy, if Impact backs to actually answer this against Huni, and they figure it out. Looks like they have no knowledge that that happened though.
And look at this TP ward that's set up very nicely. Would be in there for a flank from Huni if they decide to go for this. They see C9 on the ward, and Huni may make this play. That ward is sitting above them.
Over on the ridge, and Impact is going to walk top lane. He'll be seen by the minions in a few seconds.
He can't afford to show top. He needs to come back to the team.
And you can see, yeah, he dodges around through the fog of war to not make it known.
Arrow hit Adrian.
Adrian's fine. The support Trundle is not the primary target. He's got shields, he's got an ultimate. He's not going to be killed off easily. Let's see what else can happen here in this one. Once again, C9 posturing for Baron, but guess what? Rift Scuttle was taken by Rainover, so it's in vision. They can't clear the way until it times out, and that takes over a minute. Huni even gets this one over Baron, and sadly for them, it's not really going to time properly with Baron respawning, but at least lets them know if they're setting up wards for it. Jensen gets a scarce few seconds to wave through in the bot lane, but he can't stay for long. There's so much threat with Weaver's Wall available with Curtain Call up. Both these teams can engage from across the
They're
map.
pinging onto Huni. They want to go with the Tom Kench ulti. They do have that available. Impact's going to chase after him. They decide not to.
Oh, he
Impact
calls him on it.
gets slow, looking for a little bit more, but the reinforcements have arrived, and Huni will get to walk back toward his team. This Lysandra 1-4-3, not the best scoreline, but his team is losing in general, so can't be too mad about that.
Big part of C9 right now is Smoothie and Sneaky.
Meteos is coming from behind. Full
Can't
Belters
lose
are
this.
up.
And Impact found Huni again. Adrian here to help. They're jumping over the wall, trying to stop Impact. Meteos shoved back. And Immortals are able to run away, licking their wounds. 30 seconds on Baron.
They ping onto the Elder Dragon, though. They want to try to move over to that side. Will they be able to actually have enough time to do so? I'm not sure. Impact almost has his TP back, though.
Still a very tight game. 6,000 and change. The lead
Oh,
still
curtain
Cloud9.
call on a
Curtain
sneak.
call. Sneaky.
And teleport from
Gets
Huni.
hit once. Dodges
Oh,
the
boy.
third shot, and the final one tanked up.
Huni's
There's
by
the
himself,
teleport flank. Stuns
They got
the
Pole Belter!
Pole Belter, but he gets stopped up by the wall. The assassination still going to come through. 5 versus 4 in favor of Cloud9.
Huni's trying to cut the wave, and C9 is just going to move towards Baron.
It means Baron, but not the game. 50 seconds on Pole Belter. I don't think Immortals get to fight for this at all. It's too risky. I think you lose the game in a team fight here, but they're going to try.
A lot of AoE with this Lysandra. Can Huni come up big? They need him to now.
1,000 health on Baron Nashor. C9's going to peel. And they will not take the smite fight. They respect Rainover too much. Baron's still dealing damage to Meteos and Smoothie.
Yeah, there's not enough damage here to actually
Impact
get
looking
through
for
the
Huni. Now they're
GAs.
going for the kills instead. They know you can't fight this 5v5. There's only 4 alive. And Huni self-ults to buy some time. But guess what? There's Guardian Angels. He flashes over the wall. Can't get the kills. Jukes back over. But here comes Jensen, and Huni will die for this. There's no chance to get away. That's 2 consecutive kills now picked up.
Rainover.
And Smoothie looks for Rainover, who flashes away and stays alive. Meteos still not losing his Guardian Angel. Even the low health tanks aren't actually dying for Cloud9.
And Meteos, after giving up first blood, has 7 straight kills on a godlike streak in this critical game number 5.
Did not let the pressure get to him. The guy came out of retirement, was streaming, and look at this. The arrow on the Pobelter. Arrow from Sneaky into the Achilles heel of Immortals. The one place, and he misses at that time.
This time Sneaky's able to flash. Seismic Shove does not set up the target, and he's just out of range.
Oh,
last
knocked
one.
in.
Nearly kills him off.
Sneaky.
What it'll do him? He might still burn down. It's
TP
close.
from behind.
Sneaky's very, very low. Here's the teleport. Impact onto Wild Turtle, and it's going to be close. Meteos loses Guardian Angel. Impact able to be focused on. Does not yet get the shield. Finally jumps in, looks for Turtle. Oath back for some health, but he's still a little bit isolated. Bit more damage. Now in a Pobelter, and Jensen gets the damage. The Seismic Shove does not pick up any kills, and Smoothie takes his teammate back out of the jungle. Once again, 5v4. Sneaky is healing, and he will run back across the map.
A full minute death timer for Pobelter, so they have time to heal, regroup, and push towards the Baron or the Elder, wherever they want to go. Massive wave building in the bot lane that Immortals will have to answer, and they have no TP.
And they just used the Rek'Sai ultimate as well. That would have been how they cleared out. He's so concerned with the Scuttle Crab, but Jensen is there. Yoink!
That's going to be more.
You have to be
vision
careful,
for
Arrow is
Cloud9.
available. They're going straight for the Baron, and the bot lane will not be answered.
Don't have the time to get it there, and C9 are looking for the jugular right now.
No mid laner. Immortals
Uni on the
4v5.
side.
Uni looking once again. No flash up, no chance.
Rainover's
no
spot.
That's picked up. Rainover now isolated. Curtain Call comes across. Just gets stunned up. They don't find a whole lot to do, and that is Rainover going down. 5v3. Pobelter respawning. Cloud9 with a lot of control.
Are you kidding me? Immortals are right on the brink of history repeating itself, and the Elder Dragon is up. Huni is trying to go for that top inhibitor.
Yeah, Huni's trying to go for the trade, but this is a massive wave here. Pobelter doing a good job to clear it out. As C9 is pressing. They want blood.
Couple hits will do it. That's going to be an inhibitor turret going down. Huni can do what he can to trade the objective, but he's still going to have to defend soon because Cloud9 are 5v3 pushing the base, and that's going to be middle inhibitor opened and shut. It's gone. 25 seconds on Rainover. C9 walks down to the bottom lane. It's going to be 2 inhibitors for 1 here, and they are
They're
staying.
look for the game.
20 seconds on Rainover. 5v4. Snipe on a Sneaky. Meteos shoved in, but he's tanky enough to be fine. That's another turret down. Onto the final Nexus turret itself. Here comes the engage. They're trying to make it happen. A shotgun on a Huni. Impact staying alive. The Nexus now opened up as Cloud9 look for their 5th final, and they're going as a wonderful team to Canada.
Cloud9's 5th appearance in the finals, but the first for Jensen and the first for Smoothie, who did mad work this game.
Smoothie gets the return home. The Canadian going back to Toronto for the NA LCS Summer Finals.
Beautiful series. Cloud9 defying expectations.
People were saying they're getting better.
Together. They are certainly getting better. Impact, phenomenal. 5-1 and 10 on the Echo. Pulled a ban, played it a couple of times. The composure held by these players. And Immortals played them close, to be fair. But C9 was absolutely the better team today.
This game was right down to the wire, but has to feel so bad for the Immortals players. 2 of the most dominant regular season splits in NALCS history, back-to-back, and eliminated once again, pulling up short and knocked out of the semifinals here, and just devastating for these 5 guys who worked so hard for it.
And it becomes even harder for them to qualify for Worlds off of points.
Yeah, difficult road ahead, absolutely. Of course, Cloud9 looking to make it for their 3rd. And actually, at this point, we will for sure have our first 3-time North American LCS. Actually, TSM has 3, I'm silly. But we will have maybe a 3 or 4-time winner here in North America. Cloud9 or CLG could get their 3rd.
TSM don't have a banner for it.
Yeah,
Who knows?
we took down the Spring Split 2013 banner, so I got
Still.
confused looking backwards. But, of course, a heartbreaker for Immortals.
And this has to be devastating because that top lane as well, Impact played to the win condition every single time. The pressure he put onto Wild Turtle in this game, the Gangplank performances that he had, the Gnar performances, Impact was on point today.
I mean, #1 damage on his team as a tank Echo.
I would hate to be against it.
Is very impressive. This guy did it all for Cloud9 He gets banned. They blind pick his champions a lot of the games. They're putting him in whatever matchup. It doesn't seem to matter. He just seems to deliver.
And it's incredible how much Impact has done, because for a while it looked like he was the weak link. He had blamed himself earlier on in the split, saying, I am the reason that we are losing. I am the reason that we're not the best team right now. And he went amazingly well in the quarterfinals against Team Envy, in this semifinal, especially against Immortals, put on an absolutely monster performance. And now CLOUD9 in their 5th final, looking for title number 3.
And it's kind of funny when you go back and think about it, because Impact, sometimes he would die in lane swaps. He'd be left out to dry. And then Dove, people were saying that this patch wasn't really going to favor Cloud9 because Impact seemed like a weak link. But he seems to be showing up. He seems to play the one-on-ones, get solo kills, outplayed ganks in 2-on-1. He is buying his team so much. And honestly, it looks like, I said Season 3 Impact is back. He looks better than that in this series.